Throughout his life, Byrd set texts which are a reflection of the condition of Catholics in England. His first publication, which was shared with Thomas Tallis, is the Cantiones Sacrae of 1575. It's an extraordinary book from a number of points of view. In the first place, it contains works by this new young arrival in the Chapel Royal, together with a substantial amount of music by England's premier composer, Thomas Tallis. It's the first major publication of polyphonic music in England in the 16th century. Not only that, the book was published with a dedication to the Queen and was published according to a royal patent, which gives Tallis and Byrd the sole right to publish music for a period of 21 years. The music itself, however, cannot have been composed for the performance in the Chapel Royal, because we are now in the period when the Chapel Royal would not have been performing, on the whole, music which set Latin texts of any kind, let alone Latin texts which were liturgical. These, of course, came from the old religion, which was now forbidden by law. But there are texts in this publication, which Byrd set, in which we can begin to see his lifelong preoccupation with reflecting through his music the condition of his co-religionists. One of them, for example, Ne Iraskaris, actually ends with a reference to a people that is suffering, that is going through a period of tribulation and so forth. It's a slightly nuanced reference, it's not overt, but this is precisely the kind of text which Byrd would return to many times in the future. Sometimes these texts are taken from the Old Testament and refer to the persecution which was endured by the Jewish people. And the parallelism was invoked between the condition of the Israelites as depicted in the Old Testament and the condition of the Catholics as it was experienced in Elizabethan England. One can go a little bit further with this argument and see that there are musical devices which Byrd uses, which we might as well just categorize as being highly expressive, so that when these sorts of texts are actually set to music by him, there is this added layer of intensely personal commitment, which actually comes through in musical language. And perhaps the most famous example of this comes at the end of the setting of the Mass, the ordinary of the Mass, for four voices. You get right to the end of this sequence of pieces, to the Agnus Dei, which ends, of course, with the phrase, Dona nobis pacem, give us peace, and peace is required, peace is desired by the Catholic community in England, and this becomes very clear from the intensely personal way in which Byrd sets these words, which incidentally is something that you will not find in the music of his continental contemporaries. It's not that he's taking this kind of response from some other pre-existent piece of music.